Good morning. Today we're going to get into the 8th chapter of the Gospel according to Luke on our Advent journey through the book of Luke. To summarize the chapter, it starts off with the list of some of Jesus' supporters. Surprisingly, this list is all women. And then we had the parable of the sower, and then the parable of the lamp. And then Jesus' mother and brothers come to try to take him home, and he sends them away. Then Jesus and the disciples get in a boat to cross the lake, and the wind and the waves come up. The storm comes up, and he calms the waters and the wind. Then they go into a completely Gentile territory, and Jesus heals a man who has been possessed. Next, when he returns back to Israelite territory, Jesus heals Jairus' daughter. Jairus is a synagogue leader. But in the middle of that story is the story of a woman who is suffering a hemorrhage coming up behind Jesus and touching his cloak and is healed as well. And that's interspersed right in the middle, interjected, I should say, right in the middle of the healing of Jairus' daughter. Jairus comes and gets him along the way. This healing story happens with the woman, and then Jesus goes on to Jairus' house. Things I noticed in this chapter, it's a long chapter, but again, we get more images of the society that Jesus is building. And it's one that is shocking to our eyes if we look closely. First, these main supporters that Jesus lists, they're all women. Now, there were probably women who were disciples and followers of itinerant rabbis, other itinerant rabbis. But these names are remembered. So that indicates that they had to be important to the community that existed after the resurrection in order for them to remember their names in the paternalistic and society that they lived in. Plus, it says that they provided for them out of their resources. They were bankrolling Jesus' ministry. Also very shocking that Jesus' financial support was coming from women. Women didn't necessarily have a whole lot of resources. And the fact that one of these women was Joanna, the wife of Herod's steward, indicates that she had access to some that she was funneling into the ministry. Not your typical way of building an organization in the first century. Maybe not even your typical way of building an organization now, but yet Jesus does so. Also, again, we see Jesus is traveling. The first of the chapter, it says, soon after as he went through the cities and villages. This is a very urban gospel. All through it, we've had the names of cities. Jesus has been going to towns. A few chapters ago, when they tried to keep Jesus in one town, he said, no, I have to go to the other cities. This is a very urban gospel. We see that Jesus is going to both Jewish territories and Gentile territories with the story of the healing of the man. We know it is Gentile territory because it says it's the country of the Gerasenes or Gadarenes, depending on which ancient text you're looking at. But also, they herd pigs. Israelites didn't herd pigs. This was definitely Gentile territory. Yet Jesus goes there and heals the man. So he's gathering a community and gathering the followers that are that membership is the lines of membership are wide open, and the distinctions between who is good enough and who isn't are being eradicated. Male versus female. Again, his bankrollers were female. So he's lifting up women to leadership roles in his new community. Jew versus Gentile. He went into Jewish territories and found leaders. He went into the Gentile territory and also did healings and work there as well. And then last, with the story of Jairus' daughter, we get a hint into the economy of Jesus' community. What I mean by that is an economy of abundance. Jairus is a synagogue leader and has asked Jesus to come and heal his daughter. And on the way, Jesus stops to heal this hemorrhaging woman, this outcast. Now, while he's doing that, it appears that Jairus' daughter has died. Jesus disagrees with the folks and says that she's just sleeping. But because he took time on the road, Jairus' daughter at the very least, nearly dies, if not actually dies. To our attitude of scarcity, be like, well, why did Jesus stop to help this old woman when he could have gone and saved the daughter of the temple leader, of the synagogue leader, who could have helped his ministry, who was much more powerful, much more prominent in the community? Why is he stopping to help this woman? That's our economic thinking about there not being enough resources for everyone. But Jesus proclaims that in his kingdom, in the kingdom of God, there is an abundance and there is enough that he can take the time to attend to the hemorrhaging woman and heal Jairus' daughter. And so we are called to see opportunities to serve God everywhere, even when we think there might not be enough. We are called to let go of our attitude of scarcity and look for God's abundance at all times. Tomorrow we're going to get into chapter 9, where Jesus' ministry expands. So I hope you'll check that out. Look forward to talking to you then, and I hope you have a gracious day.